Okay, so I'm gonna start with whatever works for me as far as primer. So I'll be using this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I'm gonna let it cool down just for a bit, let it dry for like 30 seconds, and then I'm gonna use my Estee Lauder the Mattifier Shine Control Perfecting Primer and Finish. Okay, so this is the Foundation Tarte High Performance Natural Shape Tape Matte Foundation. I decided to get the matte one because I am very oily. I'm oily all around my face. Sometimes during the winter season, there are days that I'm, you know, kind of dry, but it's not too much or anything. Usually I'm very, very oily. So that's why I decided to get only the mattifying foundation, because if I get the hydrating one, I know it's not going to work for me. And it's just, I mean, I'm just going to waste my money, you know, because I already know how the foundation will work and everything hydrating and stuff like that. As far as foundations, it is going to make me look extremely, you know, oily. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the mattifying this time. Okay, so I didn't pick up the brush because I do have something similar, and I do have a sponge, so a beauty sponge. So you know, I'm gonna use what I have. I'm not gonna be going out and buying anything that's needed just to try the foundation. So I'm gonna use whatever I have at home. I have my Real Techniques beauty sponge right here, and then the other one, I don't think I've shown this one in any video, but I have the Jouer Essential Precision Foundation brush, which is almost similar to the Tarte one, but I'm gonna be using this one. The brush looks like that, and I haven't used it at all, and it has a good weight to it. So all right, the foundation comes with 1.01 fluid ounce. The shade that I got, it's medium tan honey. Okay, so I'm reading off the Tarte's website. So I'm in the shade medium tan honey, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, the 11th shade from the lightest to the darkest, and then from this shade up to the darkest one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you know, after this one, there's only like 4 shades. So you guys know all the drama going on with the color and whatnot. Everybody got their word out, and I'm pretty sure they heard us. I don't know if you guys can see the color very well, but as you guys can see, it is, I think it's going to be just a little bit probably like a shade lighter than my skin tone. I do have yellow olive undertone. In total, it has 15 shades, and it retails for $39. So it does come with the wand. It looks like that. It's just like the Shape Tape concealer. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is do probably 3 strikes like that and 3 strikes like that. So you guys see the color? Yeah, the color is going to be, the color is lighter than my skin tone. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I'm gonna use. And on this side, I'm gonna use my beauty sponge for the foundation to be this color. I thought it was going to be a little more yellowish in the undertone, and a little bit, you know, obviously a little bit more darker. I'm just going to go ahead and bring it down because you know, you guys see the difference of color between my neck and my face. So this application is going to make the foundation look a little bit more sheer. As you guys can see my freckles right over here. As far as oxidation, I don't feel like it oxidized that much or anything, like at least on me. So I'm gonna try it with this one. Okay, so what I like to do with this brush is just kind of like tap it a little bit. I don't want to rub it or anything. I feel like it's going to sheer out the product a little bit more. I'm sorry if I'm too close to the camera, but yeah, I actually like it like this better than this one with the beauty sponge, just because I do like a full coverage foundation, and I do have a lot of discoloration and whatnot. So one thing you have to make sure that you do one side of your face at a time, because it is going to dry up pretty fast. So you guys see the difference? This is a little bit more like, I want to say a little bit more sheer than this one, and it does look like you're wearing foundation. So I'm gonna add a little bit more just to see the coverage. So that's the finish of the foundation. You guys can see it's very mattifying, and I'm surprised because none of the foundation, like the mattifying foundations that I have, they do this. They are mattifying, but they still give you that a little bit of glow, but this one has 0 shine. I'm gonna move on with my Shape Tape concealer in the color medium. Next, I'm gonna be setting everything with my Airspun loose powder. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it on for a minute or 2, and I'll be right back. This foundation, I didn't set it a lot because I know how mattifying it is, and if I leave my powder on for too long, it is going to look very dry. So Okay, so we have concluded the foundation application. This is the final outcome. Okay, so I feel like in person it doesn't look that light or anything, but I feel like in the video it does a little bit. And even when I take pictures, let me see if I can go ahead and take a picture and show you guys. It does look a little bit lighter. So let me see, and let me add flash. Can you see how light I am? But like if you see me in person, it doesn't look you know, like very light or anything. So I don't know what to do with that. Nowhere in here it says that it has SPF or anything, so I don't understand why it looks very light, you know, like when I'm filming and when I'm taking pictures. Sorry if the quality has changed. My other camera is literally dying, and by dying I feel like it's not gonna work anymore. It's just giving me errors and it's just stopping, so it's really frustrating when you're in the middle of something and then okay, I wore my makeup, everything else for about 8+ hours. I want to say it's hard for me to find a foundation that's actually going to work around my nose area because I'm always like either sick touching my nose, but I feel like this one, it lasted pretty good. Now this is perfect, like I said, if you have extremely oily skin, like if you have dry spots or dry areas, it's going to cling in those areas very bad, and it's going to look very like I said, very dry. The foundation looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad or anything. I do love the foundation. I don't like the shade range. As you guys know, I feel like it's targeted more towards light skin, not even light skin, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? In the summer I am definitely going to be using this one a lot, along with, you know, the two products that I love. It does oxidize just a tad bit, not too much or anything like that. It is very mattifying. You're not gonna see anything as far as a little bit of glow or anything like that. And even when I use the sponge, you guys can see like this side, it's where I use the sponge, you can still see a little bit of freckles and whatnot, but this side it's definitely a full coverage foundation. So I do like it. A little bit goes a long way. I feel like if you try to add a lot, it is going to look very cakey. I mean, it does look like you're wearing foundation. And also as far as the tools and everything else, like I said, I've been using the foundation for about 2 weeks almost. I've been using these brushes right here. As far as this one, the precision brush, I do like it, but I guess it's just a habit to use the just normal brushes instead of this. It's very soft. If you guys, you know, have the Jouer foundation, give it a try with this one because I feel like it's the same thing. And the Real Techniques sponge is just as good as, you know, the Beauty Blender. Like I said, this one does come with the Jouer foundation, or just use any brush, you know, that you have. You don't have to spend, you know, a lot of money just to try a foundation, I feel like. Let me give it a try with my own tools, see how everything works, and, you know, luckily it did. So I am going to keep it. I was thinking of returning it just because, like I said, the shade was a little bit off on me, and this is, like I said, the 5th shade before, you know, the last one. So the only downside could be that it doesn't have SPF. So if you're someone who loves SPF on a foundation, this one doesn't have anything. Pricing, it is a little bit higher, but you know, that's what you get when you buy a high-end foundation. The shade range, you guys know, we already talked about this. As far as the coverage, it is definitely a full coverage if you use the right tools. If you want, of course, a sheer coverage, make sure you use a beauty blender or a sponge so it can diffuse the product a little bit. Alright guys, so I guess we have concluded the video. Hopefully this was a little bit more helpful, and like I said, if I missed anything, I'm gonna put it down below. And like always, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you guys very soon.